Hello, punters. Welcome to episode 24 of the Leg Up Australia podcast. Woodhead, Borgy, BJ. Hello.
Hello, mate.
Fellas.
You know what I was thinking about today? Do you remember that, Borgy? Do you remember that time I FaceTimed you and you picked up and you and I were wearing the exact same robes? And you answered and we both recognised we're in the exact same bathrobes and we laughed for like 10 minutes.
Thought I faced on myself.
I thought I'd accidentally bought the Maltese face app.
What are we talking? Peter Alexander or what?
Please.
Target Country, mine was.
I got mine was a gift actually,
Well,
so
yeah,
don't give it away.
Yeah.
But
Well, if
I
yours
think
is
it was
Target Country, his has to be Target Country.
Yeah, Target Country. I bought mine years ago. I went down to watch some amateur wrestling. This is no joke. At some RSL in Canberra, and it was that cold. I bought a robe to like wear when I wasn't,
Wrestling.
when I wasn't wrestling. I came in it,
I
spitting beer everywhere. And I just thought of that today.
I got that as a gift and I got it and it was too big.
They're the best.
But I was just like, I'm never going to take this back, so I just adopted it.
You still got it? You love
Still
it?
got it. Yeah, it's the best.
Best.
Thanks, Alison.
Yep. Thanks.
Is it
Al.
warm?
Oh,
Mate,
almost
they're
too
phenomenal.
warm.
If you guys
Almost
get
too
a
warm.
chance, get out there and get yourself a Target Country robe, grey.
Yeah, not sponsored. We don't have any. We have no
With no
affiliation with
affiliation with
Target
Target
or
Country.
Target Country.
Do you have to go to the country to
I
go to
don't
Target
even-
Country?
You do, but I don't even know if they're around anymore. But yeah, I just thought
We don't need to
I'd
go
bring
into that.
up.
Just say, Mum's a big fan of that. But.
What a big round of football last weekend we had. And racing, actually. We had a sneak peek of what's to come
Racing
in the
was
spring.
good.
Racing was very, very good.
How good was
Getting into
Bivouac?
Mate, I was just going to say, what was your highlight for this weekend? Because Bivouac would be close to mine.
He could be the best 3-year-old in the country.
That turn of foot, that last 400 metres, he brained them.
Yeah, he just
Favourite for the Derby straight away?
Oh, I don't know if he'll run that far.
Oh, it's 2,500 the Derby, isn't it?
Yeah, so he'd be one of the favourites for like the Coolmore, that race down the straight at the end of the year. Like he might run a mile, like 1,600 metres or something like that.
I will never forget, and I better get this right now because I said I'll never forget.
Yes.
Rebel Raider. Remember Rebel Raider?
Yeah, Rebel Raider.
Won the Derby that year.
Yeah.
And
He beat,
was it Claire Lindop was on it?
Yeah, he was 100 to 1 or something like that.
And
he
it looked like she was just holding on for dear life.
He won 2 derbies.
Oh,
I think
really?
I think he
I
won
think
the
he
SA
can. Rebel
Derby
Raider,
as
I
well.
was going to say, you can't win 2 Derbies.
He was a
because
really
it's a
good-
3-year-old.
Yeah, he
But-
won 2
yeah,
derbies.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
he was 100 to 1, and he beat Who Got You.
Yeah,
I reckon
yeah,
he beat
Hoobie.
Got You. Who was a good horse. We used to
I
like Who
feel
Got
like
You.
it's funny actually because like I have these little
Haven't-
memories
yeah.
of where I was in certain races.
We probably were at the races or something. That
No,
day.
we're at Hildo's place.
Oh, did we back a winner? Did we? We
Uh,
definitely wouldn't
I
have
don't
backed
know.
Rebel Raider.
No.
No.
Do you know
didn't
my
back
old
Rebel
man
Raider.
trained Rebel Raider's mum?
Really?
Yeah, Piccoline.
Piccoline.
Yeah, she was pretty good. She won in town. She won Randwick. She ran second in a Group 1 flight stakes. And she ran 5th in the 1,000 guineas. Which
Is
is
that how he answers the phone? That's why you know all that? Hey, Blake, it's me, your dad. Remember when I trained Piccolina and we won the
Malcolm.
second in the flight stakes?
Yeah.
Malcolm.
It's Malcolm. It's your dad, Malcolm.
Is your dad a good horse trainer?
Yeah.
Can't hesitate on things
No,
like
he's
that.
good. He's definitely
okay.
good.
Does he still train horses?
He's still got a few in work.
yeah,
He had
anything?
Red and Rich.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to put any of his owners offside or anything like that. So I'm not going to choose between all these really good horses.
No, I wasn't going to say give us a stable favourite, but I don't know. Is he got any running this weekend?
No. He's only got about 3 or 4 in work, and he owns most of them.
Ah, well, it's just a
So,
hobby. He's a
uses
hobby.
them as
It's
pets.
a hobby horse.
Hobby trainer.
Borgy, give us your highlight from what was a cracking round of NRL, round 22.
I will have to go with the record-breaking Canberra win. You don't go to Melbourne, get down by 18 points, and come back and win.
So
Unheard of, and it's actually Melbourne's biggest collapse in history.
Didn't watch it, but I was actually chatting to our man JT,
Oh,
who
yeah?
was at the All Blacks game over in Eden Park, and he's like, my multi was home and hosed. He goes, All Blacks was the last leg of his multi, 15 plus, something like that, and he goes, I looked at the Storm game, it was 18-0.
Yeah, 18-0.
It was 18-0, and they
At
scored
that,
22
you
unanswered.
just about, you wouldn't even watch the second half most times. Storm up 18-0 at half time, you go, oh, whatever, it's done.
He wasn't happy.
But he wasn't happy.
The Manly boys
Down
are
in
taking them on
Melbourne.
this week. The
Manly
Raiders.
You got Raiders this week down there, and they reckon
That's
it's going to
gonna be
be
huge.
-5 in Canberra.
Won't
Remember
worry,
we
Manly.
saw...
It
we
won't
s-
worry, you're from the bloody beach, mate. Well, not you, but they're from the beach. They won't know
Oh.
what to do.
Well, I used to live at Seaforth, remember, mate? I was
That's
5
why you're a big
seconds.
Seagulls fan.
acclimatised.
Give it a rest.
So that's... Remember 2 weeks ago we had snow at the AFL down there.
Yeah. It's a good possibility because there's a
-5.
huge southerly coming. I know
Minus
this isn't
5 is
a
bad.
weather forecast. If anyone else said this, I'd say this isn't a
Weather
weather
app.
forecast podcast. But
Podcast.
there's a huge southerly coming. There's a good chance that there'll be snow in Canberra again, I reckon.
And apparently it's absolutely freezing. 100k winds going across there.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, 80. It was 80 knots at Eden today. That's all my
We've had a
fishing
fall.
We've had our first spilt beer during the
We've
podcast.
had a fall.
Where's
We're
the-
looking pretty
You
safe.
guys
I'll
keep
get
going.
to-
I'll get us some.
No, I should
towels or
probably do
something
it.
like
'cause
Just
I know
mop it
where
up.
everything is.
You're the host,
Do the
mate. You
Hoover.
can't leave.
The Hoover.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
We'll let
It'll
it-
sink into the table.
Really worried about the computers, but I tell you what, I'm kind of impressed that 24 episodes this is our first spilt beer
That's
over equipment. And
One beer out of a case. 1 in 24.
124.
It's not
We,
really-
we haven't
it's
drunk
not.
one
Yeah,
case.
we've
We've
had a lot of
we have a
cases,
case every
so
3 weeks
that's
or
true.
2 weeks.
Scrap that.
I-
We'll edit that out.
I'll be honest with you. I did not think I would be. For some reason, I thought you would be the one that would
pretty
knock it
clumsy.
over.
I'm pretty clumsy.
I wouldn't have had Borgy favourite.
I would have Borgy.
He's
Would
very
you
good.
have
I
me?
Nah, I'm clumsy.
I got good
I
hands,
would have
though.
had your eye.
No, I got
So what
good
you
hands.
gonna- oh.
I
Hey,
never would have had me.
So what was your highlight? It's got to be Brisbane Geelong, surely. Geelong.
If
were
you haven't
ahead.
watched that last 2 minutes where, I knew I'd forget his name. When I watched it, I'd go, I've got to remember this for the podcast. I'm going to forget his name. He's an ex-Geelong player, took a
Okay.
screamer, kicks the goal to put him in front by 5 points. Whatever it was. What a game. I am loving the whole of the AFL season at the moment. The way they've, like, round 21, we've got 4 teams vying for that 8th position. 3 of them are still alive, essentially, to make that 8th position. Our top 4 has shifted completely in the last 2 weeks. Teams that were safe 4 weeks ago are no longer in the 8. Like, it's been very good for an AFL player. So we had all of the top 4 played each other. So Lions won by 1 against Geelong, and Richmond beat West Coast Eagles by 6, which is actually my lock of the round. I didn't think it would go
Far
down
out.
that quick. And it was our bankroller bet.
Hey.
So for anyone that doesn't make it to the end of the podcast, we do a bankroller bet every week. This week we had $231 rolling into Richmond plus, I think I had plus
12 and a half,
12
I
and a
think it
half.
was.
So I was a little bit safe. So $1.22, so we got $280
It's
to work with.
it's my bankroller this week.
$280.
I know.
You
You know we
feeling-
have the shortest NRL game that I can ever remember this
What?
week. Storm versus Titans down at Amy Park.
What's the price?
$1.06.
$1.06.
We had 101 last week. in
There was
the AFL.
$1.05.
Hawthorn to win.
against Gold Coast Suns.
Yep. That went down to 101. Yeah, but do you remember me tipping Jared Roughhead to kick 4+ goals?
Roughy.
Yeah.
Kick 6.
Hey,
So, yeah.
Ruffy.
My
back to
multi got
VFL.
up.
I think I said 8+.
My multi got up in the
Yeah.
AFL. And that's why I'm really concerned about our bankroller bet this week.
Because it's with me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we had our
My
clam
APL
bet last
got
week.
up. Oh, yeah, I stuffed up our Friday fill up and our clam bet, I
Yeah.
reckon.
So
I'm off.
you're off. Bet EPL. We had a win.
We had a win with the EPL.
Well done,
It wasn't
Borgy.
a big win, but it was a
Something. A win's a win.
We're
all
ahead
happy
for
with
the
a
win.
win.
We're in
season.
the
We're ahead
black
for-
for EPL.
We're in the
after
black
2
for-
rounds.
And we've just got back into the black for AFL.
I'm chasing in the NRL, but I'll get there.
You got like an $18 multi for us this weekend?
$24 multi covers every round. Come off it.
You just got to nail one in the
$8.
beginning. Yeah, you've been
Far
getting
out. I
some
wouldn't
big...
have come here if I knew I was going to get some slack. Well, I
Hey,
would've.
where do you want to... you get it every week and you still turn up. What, you want to start with the NRL?
Yeah, I love NRL.
Let's get into it. You guys discuss, because
You
this
gonna mock
beer
this-
is moving awfully close to my laptop.
Okay, you do that. We'll start chatting NRL.
All right, you sort that out, Woodhead. Eels versus Bulldogs is on tonight.
On
so we
tonight,
won't
leave
talk
that
too
one
much
alone.
About that.
But that's a tough game.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are really going well,
Yeah,
aren't they?
the Eels at Bankwest Stadium, which we know they like, and I think Eels are maybe 3 on the trot, but come against the Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs have beat Tigers, Panthers, and someone else. That was last week, South.
Yeah, they
so
knocked
beat
off South last
three
week.
teams that they shouldn't have.
Yeah, and 3 teams that are sort of potential
Oh,
top
they've
8
ruined.
sort of
They've
sides.
ruined potential. They've ruined Panthers' season potentially now because Panthers are 9th, and they got to wait for the Sharks or the Broncos to drop out.
Yeah,
so,
in a bit of trouble.
and it knocked South out of the top 4, and it's just about killed the Tigers' season. I've got the Tigers down this week as if they lose.
And Forns
Done.
played last week.
Say again.
Foreign played
Yeah,
last week.
yeah, a bit
And
of form as well.
He was good. He's so good.
Man,
He's
I love him. I think he's good.
He is very injury prone, but if they can get him fit, if he can have a good off season, whoever ends up with him, like on their side,
Yeah.
they're doing
So
well.
who do you take? Oh, I think it's a danger game. I was quite glad it was tonight, and we wouldn't be able to. I said leave it alone.
I reckon Eels will win, but we won't dwell on
We
that
won't be
game
going
too
on that
much.
one. All right.
Cowboys, Panthers. Your Panthers.
Oh.
What's going on with them? Can they win or what?
Yeah, they definitely need to. If there any chance, they got to win this. Cowboys. What is benefiting us is Cowboys came up off a walloping last week. They got absolutely taught a lesson against the Knights last week. They got done by 36 or 40
It was 42 to
points.
6 or something,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, it's no good.
And
for
Brownie
them.
got the sack on the back of it.
Yeah. Well, we don't know about
Well.
the circumstances. So Cowboys have lost their last 5 now. They've won 1 game since round 13.
That's yuck.
It's not a lot of games, and it's a lot of games to play and not have many wins. Look, I think last week Panthers against Broncos were just done in the forwards. Taumalolo will be there for the Cowboys, but there'll be no Matt Scott with his recent sort of health scare. He had a mild stroke, so thoughts are with him. But Panthers go in favourites. They got not a bad record up there, and I'm going with the Panthers because this is a do or die game.
The Panthers just have to win that game.
Yeah, that's it. It's
I
that
don't-
simple.
The Cowboys are a little bit lowly. Tamalolo didn't play last week, but he's back
Yeah,
in
he's
this
back.
week.
He's back.
They're not the same side without him, and sort of I expected Michael Morgan to take control of this side this year and them have a really good year because not last year, the year before he took them to that grand final without JT, and then it was JT's last year, and it was not Michael Morgan's team, but I thought he'd take it this year and they'd go further, but wow, I was definitely wrong about them. But I'll take the Panthers. I'm with you in that game.
Beautiful. Next one we got Broncos, Rabbitohs up at Suncorp. So you got Wayne Bennett versus his old team, and Anthony Seibold versus his old team. There's a little bit of bad blood there, it seems. Broncos, though, are they're going to miss Tavita Pangai Jr. He will not be there, and there will be no Jake Turpin either. So that's not ideal for them, particularly the way they played last week. They beat the Panthers because the Panthers just could not put the Broncos forwards on the ground. So that really hurts the Broncos.
Yeah, that's an interesting game for me. I thought the Broncos would beat you guys last week. They are sort of still hovering around that 8th spot, so it's a must-win game for the Broncos. And
Definitely.
the Rabbitohs want to jump back into that
Top four.
I don't know.
Be a good game.
It'll be a good game. It'll
Yeah.
be a good game. It's interesting. Jake Turpin's going to be a little bit of a loss, but
He's got the worst haircut in the game as well.
Jake Turpin, you reckon?
talking
Oh,
about?
by a country mile. Well, maybe not. He's got a horrible haircut.
He's
I'll
a bit of
throw
a
that
little
out there.
bulldog, isn't he? He just
Yeah.
jumps in and
Turpin.
apparently
So that game's in my multi, so I'll touch on that one a bit later. I'll give you my selections.
What do you-
Okay, I'll
what's
tell you
wrong
what I
with
like,
it?
South.
What's wrong with the haircut? Bit high.
Oh, it's off. It's off, mate.
Sharks versus Warriors. They got bloody flogged last week, the Warriors.
Oh, the Roosters. Didn't they give it to them?
Yeah, tough side to play.
You
Crin-
said it last week, I reckon, on the podcast too. You said back Latrell after the controversy, or how he copped a bit of
Yeah.
slack online. Back Latrell for a try or two, scored a couple. Tedesco scored. Manu scored. I think just about every back put points on last week.
Yeah, Latrell was
very
always
good.
going to be right up for that game after all that
good pick,
controversy, and he just would have
Even
wanted
the
to
broken
take it out on
clocks
him on
right
the field.
twice a day. That's what you say, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a guess. Oh, I'll have another guess in this game.
What do you like here? Sharks Warriors, because the market is one-sided.
Cronulla will win. They're a dangerous side, the Warriors. They can beat anyone on their day. They've got those
If they
blokes.
turn
and
up.
They just need to get a few offloads going. If they start playing that sort of footy, they're a tough side to beat. But I love the Cronulla side. Like on paper, it's a really nice side.
No Moylan. Moylan's hamstring's been super troublesome, but they do get Fafita back to Sharks. Warriors get Fusatua, Isaac Luke, and Blake Ashford back. So that's definite pluses. But Warriors travelling have been very hard to pick. And
Sean Johnson against his old side.
Sean Johnson versus old side, yeah. But I think they have already played.
They've
this
played.
They would have
season.
played
definitely
Yeah,
played.
they have. Look, I think the Sharks scrape back into the 8. They will be. We spoke about the Knights having a disappointing year if they miss the 8, but the Sharks, if they miss the 8, is probably the bigger talking point. So Sharks will not want to miss this opportunity to put some points on and take 2 points and keep rolling and keep that 8th position, or maybe even slot up to 7th, about as best as they're going to end up.
Dugan's actually been playing some pretty good footy since they said
Surprised.
somebody said that he should have retired. Who was that? Was that MG or something like that?
Yeah, someone. Yeah, it was.
Gave him a spray.
Yeah, he said, he's injured with every tackle or something.
He's got more strapping on than you can poke a stick at.
Yeah.
Might as well retire or something like that.
Something
And ever since then, he's been playing good footy.
You're spot on in regards to expectations, both of you, because on paper, this is a side.
Oh, bloody oath. And they only just scraped through against the Dragons last week too,
I
at
know.
Jubilee. But I think they had a couple of tries that they should have scored. They really, spilt their lollies on too. So
They're
not every
just
day that Fecky drops the ball
Not
like that.
completely gelling.
Yeah,
are
that's
they?
it.
They've had enough time to gel, but
I like the Sharks there. They're in my multi as well, so I'll touch on that a bit more in the
Just really
multi.
quickly,
Jake Turpin's haircut.
no.
Okay.
Another person with a terrible haircut, Todd Carney, Sharks related.
Okay.
What's up,
yeah.
Hans?
You've seen one of his sports bet ad?
The
new
wing one.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Apparently the NRL sent Sportsbet a bit of a please explain, making light of a situation they're trying to stamp out of the game.
I have an opinion on that whole thing.
Yeah, we'll go.
Give it now.
I don't think it's that big a deal.
It's not a big deal.
I-
Everybody's over it.
Look, I think it's...
Like what he did, if that's career ending, give it a rest. Didn't hurt anyone. Did it to himself.
Oh, you mean actually the act that ended his career?
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I reckon I've seen that happen a couple of times.
I have seen that
Like it's
in the mirror. No,
on FaceTime.
I've definitely seen the bubbler. Like,
yeah, like it's
that
you
was.
know.
I reckon that was the beginning of where we had people taking, like, people that are in their close circles selling the photos. I
Yeah,
reckon that was
maybe.
one of the first.
The Whiz Kid.
Yeah, I reckon they did it beautifully.
It was really. It's really
funny
good.
as I love
He's
it.
he's cashed in on something that has essentially changed his life. So good on him. Blake, have you ever done the bubbler? Just yes or no?
No.
I don't believe that.
You done the bubbler?
No, I don't.
You done
I
the
don't
bubbler?
believe it.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Do you know he's dating? You watch Maths?
He's dating.
He's going out with that girl
the
from
blonde
Maths.
girl from Maths.
I'm reading it. She just got into like a fight at the footy or something.
Yeah, there was
Shush.
something in. They were in the paper the other day.
Because he's playing Q Cup or something. He's playing
I
for
thought he was playing for Byron.
No, he's down. Yeah, he's coaching a team in Byron. For
Oh,
a bloke
okay.
that
the
went
Dolphins.
on, a bloke that went on a current affair that says he wants to stay off the piss, he went to Byron Bay. Come on, mate.
Didn't you go there just to go to the brewery?
Literally
And get on the
drove like
piss?
to the brewery and drove back.
Do you remember that girl's partner? What was his name?
Oh no, I don't.
He
Her
was-
name's Susie Bradley.
Susie, and he was getting real frustrated.
that
with
was
her.
tough.
He
That
was-
tough. She was
I'm going to watch Maths
Good
next
character.
year.
Maths is the best.
Let's continue. We won't.
Why, what are we
won't
talking
go
about?
soon through-
We're talking about the West Tigers versus
the next one is big. This is season ender.
big.
Whoever loses, season's gone. The worst thing that could happen is this ends in a draw because then both their seasons will be over.
Well, I reckon the West Tigers will get the job done.
I tipped them this morning and then remembered that the Knights just lost their coach, and that's always a...
I've just forgotten that I haven't put my tips in.
You reckon that's dangerous? It's Robbie Farah's last season. But
He's
not
gone.
playing.
He got broken leg.
They're going to win it
we
for
watched
him,
it
though.
here, didn't we?
The broken leg.
I can't remember. Yeah, the leg
No,
thing.
that wasn't
Yeah.
that. You're
Sorry.
off.
Gone. Robbie
reckon he
Farah.
wants
That's
to- he wants to-
sad.
Yeah, he wants.
But, like, Josh Reynolds coming into hooker, that's his absolute perfect spot.
He'll be good there.
He's grubby. He loves getting involved. He's just in and around the ruck. Oh, that's perfect for him.
Looking forward to
Luke
that.
Brooks, Benji Marshall, Mitchell Pearce. Like, they're going to be hard to beat, the Knights. Having lost, they know Nathan Brown's not going to be there next year. If they are aligned with him, they're going to want to win this game. So that's going to be a really good game, the Knights versus the Tigers.
Oh,
Who
I
do you
can't
like,
pick it.
Borgy?
I've just got tough one there. Both of them have to win their last 3 games to win. On form, the Knights put a score on last week.
Yeah.
And the Tigers got touched up by your Manly. Where's it at? Where are they playing this one?
Campbelltown.
Oh, it's at Campbelltown. Jesus, bloody tough one.
Give us a tip. If no bet's a no bet, but give us a tip. Who you got to?
I'm going with... Just going to have a quick look at something here. They both have the exact same win percentage at this venue. This is so tough.
Do you want to grab a coin?
Knights. I'm going to go Knights.
I'm
You're
with
going
you.
the Knights. Would you have sacked Nathan Brown?
No, that he's had a pretty good season. I don't know.
I reckon he's got them.
You've got to give someone more than a year. Like this is with the Knights year. They've recruited. They've got what they want. Beauty. Oh no, instant result. Oh, you're gone.
But
Like, come on.
He's been there for a little while.
He's been there a little while.
yeah, but this
he
is
has
their
got the-
year,
he's
is
got the
what he's
roster.
saying. That this is the year.
He's
that
He's got
this
the
is
roster.
their-
Let the roster come together.
I'm
At least
I'm
one
a
more.
no. We don't. I'm Nathan Brown should be there next year because
And
they're gonna.
resounding agreements with us from the Facebook community.
Oh,
the League Up community. They all think that
they
he
said,
should.
"Oh, what a post!
But like,
who
what-
put this up? This is
Okay,
great
well,
content."
It was your post. Yeah, it was
Well,
great.
I didn't want to let that on, but
It's no
now
Conor
that
McGregor
it's-
video.
now that it's coming,
But
no,
yeah,
people
everyone think
were on board. They
exactly the
said, "This
same."
is too tough."
I think it's too tough. The good things that have happened. He's got a good side. I know they haven't had a great season, but they've played inconsistent footy, but they've played consistent in patches and inconsistent in patches. He's turned Kalen Ponga. I don't know whether he's turned Kalen Ponga into the player that he is, but Kalen Ponga is one of the best players in the NRL.
Well, imagine Caleb Ponga was super aligned with Brownie. And then all of a sudden he goes, Kalen Ponga goes, well, in this deal we're talking about, $1.5 million, whatever, over 6 years, I don't want that anymore. I want to go where the Brown goes because I want to work under this coach. Like,
Where does he go? Does he have a job in the NRL next year?
Oh, no, probably not.
yeah, maybe not.
They usually have a few year hiatus.
Maybe, yeah. I don't think
and
he'd
then
go
they come back.
straight
I don't
back
know.
to St. George if they got rid of Mary McGregor.
I'm telling you now, that I don't reckon he'll have a year off. I don't think he'll push for a year off because so many coaches have come out now that have said that they had the year off and have said that they've lost it. I reckon he's...
No gap year.
I reckon no gap year. He really wanted to backpack around Spain. But
Yeah.
So he's got to
Anyway.
find a job then, you reckon?
All right.
yeah, he'll go into... I think he'll go into a direct, like one of those footy director roles or an assistant coach role or...
Another thing
Speaking
he did-
of...
Titans
Sorry, what were you
coach.
going to say?
I was just going to say, he got Pearce back to the form that
Yeah,
saw him play
that's
Origin
it.
again.
He shouldn't have gone. That is way... I think they've jumped the gun
Yeah, I think so too.
by a year and 3 games.
Did you see what assistant coach My Panthers got on board
Who?
the other week? Old Trent Barrett.
Oh, Barrett's
Really?
back
Barrett's
at the
back.
Panthers.
Barrett's back.
All right.
Well,
Yeah,
obviously, Trent Barrett probably did a good job at Manly last year.
He didn't have the
He
players.
inherited a pretty poor side. But saying that, Desi's got exactly the same side.
Mate, I'm telling you now that he didn't have... Reports were early. He lost the playing group. They didn't respect him. They didn't get along with him.
Trent.
Yep.
Too much hair.
Gel.
None of it's grey.
Too
Yeah,
good looking.
Too much gel.
Not untrustworthy. Coach should be so stressed. No, not that much hair. Look at
Desi's
Jeff
got
Tuvey.
lots of hair. Look
Oh,
at Desi's hair. He's
yeah,
got
but it's
locks,
grey.
mate.
Yeah, but Tuvey, that's a coach.
And Desi
Nathan
doesn't even
Brown,
have time to cut
tough
it.
year.
Brownie's definitely...
Bennett.
He's doing
Bennett's
it tough.
25. It's just coaching.
The coaching just you reckon cooks them for life?
Oh, it was so stressful.
I'm
I'd
really
be
looking
horrible.
forward to seeing how what's the new bloke from Titans? Poor bloke.
He'll have no hair in
He'll
3
have
months.
no. Yeah, he
Yeah,
won't make round 6 next year with hair.
Dragons Roosters.
This is the
Do you think
Anzac Day clash.
Do you think this is a danger game for the Roosters, Blake?
Yeah, always. These are always tight games. Widdop in the number 6 jersey. Ben Hunt, Cameron McInnes. I like Zach Lomax there on the wing.
Yeah.
They'll get beat.
They can trouble them, I think. And
No.
Roosters, I've had a look through the Roosters the whole season. When they put a score on one week, they don't seem to back it up the next week.
They're very short.
They'll score 40,
This is a
and then the next week they'll score 16.
this is a
Something they'll
theory
win
of
by a
yours
little
that's
bit.
been proven time and time again. I think they put a score on them.
Score,
It's
you
at
reckon?
Nostrada Jubilee. Yeah, I do.
I'm taking a few. I've got them in my multi, and I've taken some points off the Roosters, but I'm sure as well not taking.
Have they
the
released
line
the teams?
at 11.5?
I'm
Has-
going Roosters 1-12 in that.
Nice.
I reckon that's not the team that'll take the field. I reckon Roosters will rest.
Well, Dragons are no chance.
No.
Roosters though, they could if they lose it, they're in trouble of potentially getting knocked out of the top 4. So you wouldn't want to.
Is that true?
And you want to
No.
go in with a bit of momentum.
You want to
as
go
well.
with the momentum. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what round 24 can be for them when they take on the stinky Panthers.
And then we got that Storm game where the Storm are very short price favourites. $1.05 they're into with sports bet.
$1.05.
Can you
Far
see
out.
them not winning this 12 plus or 13 plus?
I don't know. Do they rest some players?
I know I've just missed it by a touch the last 2 weeks calling for the Titans upset.
Is this the one? This would be a big upset.
This
I'll
could
tell
be
you what.
okay. You know what? That is the most I've ever seen an NRL team blow out to $9.50.
$5 now.
$9.50.
What's the line?
Last I checked,
80?
it was 20.5.
20.5.
Is that all?
That's a lot in
That's a
rugby
lot.
league.
I don't think not for a $9.50.
I reckon. I reckon.
I got
the
28
Storm
points.
will rest a few blokes. I reckon they're in a good position. To
Maybe
do
they
it.
might rest Munster, or Munster will play 60 minutes or 55 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I've got this in my multi, but I'm just picking try scorers.
Okay. Well, I reckon. I don't
All of
reckon.
them?
All of it.
I reckon Cam Smith and Munster might not play.
You know how I said
Cam Smith will play. He came out and said he can't miss games. He can't.
his body.
He can't rest.
So you know how I said the Cowboys have won one game since round 13? Guess how many the Titans have won since round 13?
0.
Both correct.
Yes.
0 games since round 13.
We
So
got
that's
it.
Well,
half a season.
That's not good for the
It's
Titans.
not good for them. It's probably not bad
I
for
was
Storm.
celebrating because I got it right, but it's not good for the. I'm not celebrating for the Titans because they are bloody awful.
We need to have at the end of both seasons. We need to do a Gold Coast wrap up on who the worst team is on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, because we're supposed to be supporting.
Do we
both
include our touch
teams. We didn't win
Well, it doesn't
any
feel
games,
so good now, does it?
he's still playing.
but we were
On
competitive.
occasion.
How does he touch so good if he's? We were competitive. You're right, Blake. We were fantastic. But yeah, Titans. Because I think the Gold Coast Suns are they coming into this round on a 17-game losing streak.
Well,
17.
Storm have lost 4 games all season. Titans have won 4 games all
Wow.
season. So
Okay.
you're really
Well,
either end of the scale.
Opposite
literally.
ends.
Upset? It
Yeah,
would be a
I'm
huge
calling
upset.
it.
You called the upset last week.
Yeah,
That didn't work
they
out
nearly
well.
got it. I
Yeah,
think
well,
it was
no,
close.
they didn't.
Yeah, pretty close.
Was it close?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah,
They got it.
30-something points or something like that.
Last game is the big game of the round.
This is a beauty.
Raiders versus Manly down in Canberra. It will be freezing cold. They had that unbelievable comeback last week, which for them now doesn't really matter what happens.
That
If
is-
Manly come out and score 2 quick tries, Raiders go, "You're just Manly."
How much
We did
confidence
this
do they?
last week?
It's so
at-
right. How
at
much
Melbourne.
confidence do they take from that?
Oh, it's great. It's great.
No,
Both
that-
have won 4 of their last 5. Nickel Clockstack versus Tommy Turbo. Soliola versus Marty Tapau. Bateman versus Thompson. Like, This is good.
It's going to be a good
I
game.
like it.
Cannot wait.
Manly
How good's
will
this
win
for a
this
Sunday
game,
night?
footy.
Manly have a good record down there too, actually.
Manly,
Got that on my
Manly
thing.
love it in Canberra.
Oh,
But I always say that when you come off, they would have been right up for that Storm game. Obviously, they were right up for that Storm game last week. They've had a few big games in a row, the Raiders.
they have. They
Now-
had to start playing top 4 teams,
This could be
plus my Panthers.
This could be a sort of back to reality. Not back to reality, but like this could be a down performance for them.
You're saying Manly in a bloodbath performance.
I'm saying Manly.
This is ridiculous.
You know what?
Manly will win 24-8.
Okay, that's interesting. I've actually got, if I was having a bet in this game, which I'm not including in my multi, I like Manly plus a little bit of points, plus 8.5. You get $1.60 nearly.
With 8.5,
I think
you
that's,
reckon?
yeah, with 8.5, that's good. Because I think it'll be tight. If Manly can handle the weather, they don't freeze.
That's ridiculous.
I think it'll be close.
All right, I'm going Manly 13 plus with
Okay.
Ruben
You know-
Garrick to score a try.
You know,
Ruben
literally,
didn't score last week, I don't think.
we have hundreds of people that take our tips from this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're going to throw that out.
You're going to put that
Manly
out
13
Yeah,
plus.
wait until it wins and you'll be like, oh,
Okay.
the Messiah.
Who will we be talking? Oh, you.
there. Okay, so what did you say, Manly?
13 plus.
What
With-
was
With Ruben Garrick
With Garrick to score a try.
Garrick?
Jeez. What sort of price do you get about that? 7, 8?
Oh,
No,
you
more.
need
No,
more
it'd be like
than that.
18s.
Sorry, you're going to get 15s.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, let's
Blake
just watch
said.
that. Blake
Blake
said.
said.
Blake said.
All right.
That's Blake's man. We should do Blake's Manly bet every week.
Can we do a Collingwood bet?
You can
You
get
already
it-
do
you
that
can-
anyway. All right, so do we want the multi?
I want
My
the multi.
multi.
Give him the pickle.
Give. All right. The rounds 23
3.
in the NRL. We've got 4 legs and we've got nearly $8. This will boost over $8 easily.
$8.
The first game I like is
He doesn't
Friday
do
night.
anything less than $8.
I used to, not anymore. I'm go big or go small. So I'm going
Big
big.
this week.
This week's big. So the first round, I've got Friday night game. I've got the Broncos at home to Rabbits. The Bennett v Seabold. Maybe those two will come on the field and have a brouhaha. Who knows?
They should have a fight.
They should have a fight. Broncos last week were good against the Panthers, and what was their, I suppose the strongest part of their game was their forwards. The Panthers really struggled to handle Tavita Pangai Jr., Payne Haas, who I'm going to throw out there is probably the best forward in the game, maybe like around the world at the moment. He is absolutely on fire. And Matthew Lodge. They just couldn't handle him. They couldn't put him on the ground. They won just when Broncos had the ball, they won every play of the ball. Against Souths, I can't see it happening. With the Burgess boys there, they're
Sammy
not
will be
going
fitter
to...
for the run.
No Tavita Panga Jr. He's on suspension. I think he got 5 weeks after the Maloney late hit or kind of
5
hit on the
weeks?
ground. Yeah, he got 5 weeks. I thought it was probably a bit much.
That's
but
a bit harsh.
Anyway, I like Souths here, and I like... Put this one in the calculator. Souths win, $1.85.
Yep, $1.85. You
Put
put
that
this
one
in the
down.
calculator?
Did you say Souths win $1.85?
Yes. That's what I had him at yesterday. What are they at now?
208.
208.
You might have missed something.
Souths win, 208. Beautiful.
All right.
Put that
They're in.
Next one, I've got the Sharks versus the Warriors. I think the Sharks are absolutely specials here. On paper, we said they're way too good.
Yeah.
They're underperforming. They've scraped into the 8. And I'll tell you what, they know that if they play finals footy, no one will want to play them.
Yep.
No one will want to play the Sharks. And I don't care who it is, they won't want to play the Sharks in the finals. So I like the Sharks here, even without Moylan, but for Fafita back. I'm taking 4.5 points off him at Shark Park points bet, whatever you want to call it.
Bermuda
-4.
Triangle.
The Bermuda Triangle. I've got it yesterday at $1.75. It's an alternate line. I had that with Ladbrokes at $1.75.
Okay, so
You
you,
got that
say
there?
you say it's Sharks -4.5.
Yeah, what do you got?
$1.71.
Okay, I'll take $1.71. That's
Alright.
fine. Put it in the calculator.
It's in.
Next one, we got the Dragons versus the Roosters. The Dragons season for me is over. They're playing at Jubilee. Who cares? The Roosters put 40 on them. Put 40 on
Who cares?
Titans last week.
Such sass in your multis these towards the back end of this season. And I'll tell them something that they don't know about themselves.
Sorry, the Roosters put the points on the Warriors last week.
Yep.
Roosters too good here. I'm taking another alternative line. I'm taking
You know, these are
7.5
hard to find.
points off him. We'll just find it.
Okay.
7.5 points off him. I had that at about $1.55, $1.60. minus 7.5.
Sorry,
the
that
line's
is
11.5.
Roosters minus
Bit
7.5.
Yeah.
$1.52.
Beautiful. Take
Cool.
that.
Okay.
If you're looking for something else around there, probably a Latrell or a Teddy to score a try anytime. That's nice.
Take it back.
Finally, Storm versus Titans. I'm not taking your advice on taking the Titans. Storm here, the line's minus 20.5.
Yep.
Way too much. That's too tough. But I'll tell you what, Vunivalu on that wing. If he doesn't get a try here, just about no one will. $1.55 anytime try scorer Vunivalu.
I got $1.40 here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we've picked up
What
on the
about
Rabbitohs
Addo-Carr?
game.
Oh, we've picked up the Rabbitohs game. That's all right.
Take
That's a bit
Vunivalu,
tough.
Take Vunivalu, absolutely.
Jeez, $1.40.
Yeah.
That's rough. What do you get? So we had $2.08, $1.40,
Oh, we're sitting at $7.56.
$7.56. That'll
Yep.
boost over to $8.
What
yeah, that'll
did you
go
get?
up to 8.
I had it at $7.88
Yeah,
yesterday.
so that
56 is
Vunivalu's come in.
Wow. Something must have happened. He
That
must have put
you
his...
must have leaked your tips.
Yeah, someone saw my things
Someone
while
smashed
I was,
it. Someone's plonked on it.
Whatever. That's the multi. I'll tell you what, if we that gets up, we've covered our season. 3-way high fives.
No, he doesn't understand how
Yeah.
that works. So
Right.
you do like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we just tried to do a 3-way high five where you high five each person. We
Yeah, with
understand
one
it's
hand.
one hand. Blake just went straight for the 10 with
Blake
Borgy.
clap. Get amongst it.
7.56.
I'll
That's
get
a
it
beauty.
next week.
What, the clap?
The clap. I'll get the clap next week.
You go on
Okay,
my club.
we'll isolate that audio.
Yeah.
I like that Sharks bet.
Oh, the Sharks.
I like that Sharks bet.
the Sharks
minus
are
4.5.
the Sharks and the Roosters. Besides the
$1.70.
Storm, are specials this week.
Yeah.
You just liked when he sassed.
Yeah. Jubilee. Who cares?
Whatever.
Who cares?
Whatever. Let's move on
What do you want
to
go
Melbourne.
AFL.
Sam Wood live from Melbourne with the AFL update.
The sport that resides in Melbourne.
Borgy and I have not come to terms with Jaden Stevenson's 10-week suspension, which...
9.5 weeks.
Yeah, it's a 10...
of.
Any of the podcast listeners will know we talked about Jaden Stevenson, got caught betting in the game he was playing with, got a 22-game suspension, so the season, dropped down to 10, which essentially put him to the end of the home and away, but he could still play finals. But it was a 10-game suspension. The 10th game for Collingwood is this Friday night, and they're counting that, so he's playing VFL on Saturday. So... I don't know. There's a lot of hoo-ha about
Good
this.
lawyers, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Because
fine.
it covers the AFL and the VFL.
It is AFL VFL.
The suspension.
He can't just go play
Why
for them
didn't
for 10 weeks.
They could have just counted AFL and VFL.
Yeah, and he
games
could have
if
come
that's
after
the
5
case.
rounds.
Yeah.
That's what I said to you today. He's back in 4.5 weeks.
Yeah. So that's odd. I don't know how they've got away with it, but good on him. Good on you, Bucko.
Bucks, our mate.
I'll mention that next time I catch you.
Spitting.
Up at
This is the last round of the home and away season for the AFL.
Really?
Yeah.
And then we got finals.
Then we're into finals. We got a week off.
Yeah, they're going to have the week off.
Yeah, it's only a new thing, that.
Oh.
Yeah, so top 4 would have the week off, and the 5, 6, 7, 8 would play.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
2 teams go,
Gotcha.
2 teams advance.
Yeah, and that's your thing.
Do you want a
So
week off? What's your takes on the week off?
I like a week off.
You like a week off?
I don't like
a
it
week
for watching, but for the freshness of the players, it's
It's a good
bubbling.
advantage. Plus, then a home semi as well.
Yeah, so there's a lot riding on this round as well. Not as much as our last 2, but a lot
To
riding
finish
as
top
in
4.
your home finals and top
Richmond,
4s.
West Coast.
Because the
are
top
in that
4
battle.
have that double chance still.
Yes. And
So-
their double chance, is that at home? Like the NRL?
Oh, I think it is. I can't remember exactly,
Anyway,
but I
it's
think it is. Top 2. Anyway.
I don't mind a week off if everybody's having a week off.
Yeah, everyone's having a week off.
If you're the only side having a week off,
But that's the advantage of
Well,
coming
that's-
top 4.
Exactly.
I don't
That's what it
know.
was.
I don't know.
We'll finish top 4 then if you want the bloody week off.
But
I
you
don't want the week off. I don't particularly want the week
Well,
off.
finish 5 to 8.
It's good for some teams. It's not good for others.
I just reckon you'd come
Can be a
back with your
momentum
touch,
killer.
isn't there?
Well, the
You've
first
played footy
year,
for 30 years. You've had a week off, mate.
A week.
these blokes want a week off.
No, I don't want. I wouldn't want a week off
Don't
unless
do Mad Monday.
unless
boy.
I'm like going to a grand final qualifier.
A lot of them will. A lot of them will. Well, that's what they're doing.
Oh,
This is the
All right.
finals.
We're talking AFL.
Yeah. Welcome to Melbourne. So yes, we kick off round 23 on Friday night.
Your beloved Pies at the G
Yeah.
against the Bombers, who are slipping, but they're in contention.
They're in contention. They're probably... No one expected them to win last week against Freo. In fact, I think
they
there was
put a
one
score
or two
on too, I think.
tips that I didn't get right last week. But it awesome game to kick off the final round of the home and away season. Collingwood were lucky enough with dropping... They've played themselves back into form without dropping too many games, which is pretty lucky. Essendon haven't been so lucky, and they've dropped 2 in their last 5. Essendon were outsiders against Freo last weekend, but were super impressive. Shits me to tears that the AFL don't make them release their at least a team list with emergencies. I think it's 24 hours in AFL. So I tip every week not knowing who's in or out. But early reports come that...
That's because you throw darts anyway, so it doesn't...
Yeah, I
working
flipped the
well
coin
for
on
you,
this
though.
one. Yeah, you should throw some darts. Actually, last week we had a cracking week, by the way. $2 winners, we had
flying, Woodhead.
outsiders.
You
I'm
are
back
flying.
in. I'm
That
back in.
EPL.
I'm backing you that EPL, $2.47. $2.47. But no, the Essendon Collingwood game on Friday night's going to be an absolute beauty. For some reason, I'm hearing that Essendon may rest players.
Okay. That makes
Because,
sense that the line's 4.5 goals.
yeah, what line have you got?
27.5.
27 and a half.
Big line, I reckon.
Okay, so the team lists come out.
Okay.
Collingwood at $1.24.
Team lists have come out. I did this at lunchtime today.
Okay, well, let's stay away from that game.
No.
Okay, well, let's not stay away from that game.
Damn it. What's the line? So it was 17 and a half at... I can even see when the last time I edited this.
Lineups there.
145. Yep. So the team list has come in. My concern...
Steel bottoms out. Side bottoms out.
Still bottom. You know why side bottom's out?
Yeah.
Ruptured
Done
testing.
in the
So,
front.
okay. So Essendon, Jake's... I'm guessing, and everyone on video will see this, we're guessing Jake Stringer's out for Essendon.
Yeah.
Tip and Woody? Is he in? I knew Stringer would be out.
Tip and Woody.
Give me the outs.
There's a heap of outs. So Dyson Heppel, Zach Clark.
They're resting him.
I
I called it.
You called it.
They're resting him.
Jake. What's that bloke's name? Galifianakis? He's
Zaharakis?
Yeah, Zaharakis. Jake Stringer. Fantasia. That's a good name. Brendan Zirk. Thatcher.
What's the line? 27 and a half.
Yeah. You're going to take the line. Oh, goodness.
Well, I had the line was 17 and a half, and this was the first leg of my multi. We're in all sorts here.
That's okay.
Oh,
Take an
27 and a
alternative
half.
line. Take a minus 20.5 line or 22.5 line.
Let's just stick with the. Can you give me? Actually, no, I can do it.
Yeah, you do it. I don't do
Take
that.
Essendon with 27.5.
No, because I'm not coming on that either.
And I love Collingwood.
How can I bet against them? What a team.
How can I bet against them when my face is painted black and white?
Elise
At home.
Elise has asked me to stop painting my face at home, which is fine.
Just on game day?
I do it. I do
You
game
do
day
a
before,
Tiger as well.
but I do it the day before, and then I fall asleep for the next day, and we have white pillowcases, so there's black and white around. Minus 7.5 is giving us $1.45. So let's get to $1.50, which is 18.5. No, there's your 3 goals. Okay. Sportsbet have a small.
This one's called the multi on the
Sportsbet has
fly.
if anyone's on the Sportsbet website, they their alternative lines are all back to front. 8.5, 10.5, 9.5, 11.5, 13.5, 12.5, 15.5, 14. Let's stick with minus 17.5 at $1.45, which is also the same price for minus 16.5. So let's take that.
Take
minus 16.5
Yeah. Thank you.
at
very much.
Beautiful.
$1.45.
All right, I'll do the calculating.
That's something on the run.
Well
I can
done.
make it straight in, Borgy. I got it here.
No, I'm just.
We
I'll
got-
put it in
Yeah,
the
do it.
calculator.
Give me some of that.
We're moving
$1.45.
on from that game because I reckon we spent 7 minutes
Way
on that
too
game.
long on that. All right.
But this was happening.
It was happening.
It's live.
Bring us in. What's next after that, Beach?
Sydney versus St Kilda, Saturday afternoon. Sydney are the favourites, $1.43.
$1.43. Look, we won on Swannies as $2 outsiders last week, so we're on the red and white bandwagon for the final game of the season. And if punters remember at the beginning of the year, we were hating Sydney, so we're back. All reports are that Buddy Franklin is in for his 300th game. #Buddy300.
Buddy 300, let's go.
St Kilda have been fairly valiant since Brett Ratton, their caretaker coach, came on board, but he will be walking them into a bloodbath this weekend at the SCG. It's going to be a shellacking.
Okay. The line's 16.5.
Well, yeah, it was 15.5. This is wrong.
Take the minus
Take the
then.
line.
Take
the
it.
line.
Swans minus 15.5 at $1.90. Buddy to kick 4+ goals. I'm going to do a quick shout out as well as Buddy being its 300th. Jared McVeigh, Kieran Jack, both ex-captains and vice-captains, club stalwarts, both ex-teammates of mine. I played with Kieran. Don't know if I played with Jared. I did a time trial with you, Jared, once, and you beat me and you had a dislocated shoulder. It was 3.5 Ks. He beat me with a dislocated shoulder.
Wouldn't be hard.
Oh. I was fit back then. Ex-teammates of mine, congratulations from the leg up on your retirement. So that'll just give Sydney more of a boost.
Yeah,
They'll
Sydney
come out
wins.
and absolutely pump them.
Take that, Saints.
Take that to the bank. You got
All right,
dogs.
we've got $1.90. What's next? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, $1.90. Put it in.
North Melbourne, the Kangaroos versus
Melbourne.
Melbourne, the D's. The Battle of Melbourne.
Well,
the battle for the
and you
town.
know what, when I wrote this, I
When they
knew
call
you'd
that
write,
one.
you'd say this because that's
Battle of
not.
the town.
This is not in Hobart.
They've taken it out of town. For whatever reason.
Just-
That's fine.
When I wrote
North
this,
Melbourne
I
are short
knew he'd say,
favourites.
"Oh, it's the Melbourne Derby." I'm like, "I'll
That's
just
why you
drop
gave it
in
to him.
Hobart."
That's why.
Let Borgy come up with
Um,
something stupid.
It was a pretty disappointing effort against the Cats 2 rounds ago for North Melbourne. They came out and flogged Port, which was the other tip we got wrong last week.
Yeah,
Hang on, just before you go on.
Yeah.
It's apparently going to be absolutely freezing in Hobart as
Of
well.
course it will be.
Really?
It's
Because
all
you've got
the
those
time.
winds and that Antarctic -5 that's
How
in
do you know
Canberra.
this?
Because I've been
Okay,
watching. It's going to be colder than Canberra,
hold
I
on.
reckon.
Do you think Canberra and Hobart are nowhere near each other?
Oh, they're sort of...
Same country.
No,
Not
aren't they
same
both
land
down
mass.
like towards the bottom end of Australia?
Okay, let's leave this alone.
No,
Too
no.
embarrassed.
I know this is extending the AFL preview part of the podcast and the video. Blake, don't look up Google Maps. Blake, where's...
Wait, draw Australia and get him to see where Canberra and Hobart
Please.
are.
Okay,
No,
really
look,
quickly. Don't look.
He's
Don't look.
cheating, he's
Hang on.
cheating.
Okay, this is not good for podcast. So this is
We're drawing a map
this
of
is
Australia.
Australia.
This is where I
Oh,
reckon...
hold on, wait. Let me just put Tasmania.
Okay.
That's helpful.
Well, obviously, Hobart's around here
Yep.
somewhere. I reckon Canberra...
We'll show you this on the video
Keep
as
this
well.
in note. Capital cities are on
Hold on, yeah.
the coast, typically. So Hobart would be on the coast because they're good ports for
Just
sea.
Yeah, they
let
got
him
the
put
port.
it
They
in,
got
and
the
I'm going to ask
Sydney
him
to
where
Hobart.
Melbourne,
Okay.
Sydney, and Brisbane
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
Okay,
give us
we've
where
got-
Canberra.
I reckon Canberra
Yeah,
is
Yeah, show this,
somewhere around...
yeah. Okay, now show me Melbourne.
Melbourne's down here somewhere.
Yeah, now Sydney.
Sydney's here.
Yeah,
Adelaide?
Adelaide is like around here somewhere.
yeah. Perth,
Perth's over here.
Northern Territory.
That's
Oh, sorry, Alice Springs.
Alice
Oh,
Springs
Darwin.
is-
Sorry,
Darwin's up here
That was
somewhere.
bad. Brisbane.
Brisbane's here-ish.
Okay, so I'm just showing this to the video, and you guys can pause and zoom in if you'd like to. But
Note that none of them are on the coast.
not one capital city is on the
They're
coast.
close. They're all close to the coast.
Close, yeah. I
Canberra
guess.
would be where
Jarvis Bay.
you're looking at halfway between Melbourne and Adelaide.
Oh, where he's drawn it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's what's Jarvis Bay?
That's where, like,
Inland.
ACT is, yeah. Canberra is.
Greatly inland. But yeah, that
I
was
think that's a wonderful drawing.
You've done a good job.
Very close.
that Canberra is not where Blake thought it was, so the weather will not be. It might be similar, but it won't be the same weather.
Hang on. It's pretty close.
You've put Canberra further down than Melbourne.
Yeah, I put that in Canberra in the wrong spot.
Okay. Swannies minus $15.5, $1.90. North Melbourne, down at Blundstone Arena in Hobart. The Melbourne Demons are a broken team. They will limp through this game. Something is seriously wrong.
Season's a full
in
write-off
this.
for Melbourne.
Okay, they're done. Mate, They're done.
Pop.
There's going to be a lot of movement, I think. I've got a same game multi for this game just to try and make it interesting because I reckon it is going to be a snooze fest.
Hit us.
Same game multi. I've got North Melbourne to win $1.25 and total points under total points under 170.5. So that at $1.88. So that brings us to $2.37, $2.
Is that going in your multi? Or you do your multi after?
Do multi over.
Okay.
That's just,
All
I'm
right,
just
so
giving you a tip for every game.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Well, the next game is on a Saturday afternoon. Geelong versus Carlton. Geelong are short, $1.16 at the moment.
$1.16. I believe Geelong end the season on top of the ladder. I know
Really?
Brisbane Lions are there. Yep. A win here against Carlton, and I am tipping the Lions to lose to Richmond.
I was going to
which
say,
we'll
you
get
need
to.
Lions to lose then.
Yeah, and I think they will. And this will cement them as minor premiers for the Cat. Can't have been good and will show some fight, but Geelong will put the foot to the throat this game, hoping to generate some momentum heading into the finals. Because after the bye, let me just read their win-loss. After the bye, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss.
Okay, so they're
They need a little bit.
Consistent.
Yeah, firstly, form shows they're going to have a win, but they need to nail down some consistency and some form heading into the finals.
Because that's not a typical Geelong and a typical, I'm second on the ladder run. So they win a couple more of those games. They
hold on, first on the
flogged
ladder
this
until
season.
last week.
Yeah, they would have just been out and out.
Yeah.
Melbourne Storms.
Yeah. So it's a big. So in regards to this game, my money's probably going to be elsewhere. I don't think I'll have a bet.
Yeah. Can you even get Geelong at the end of every quarter, like to be up every quarter?
Yeah, but it'll be
$1.20 or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd take. What's the line?
30.5.
30.5. Yeah, big one.
Yeah, I'd take that. That's 5 goals. I'd take that. But if Cats rest players, we haven't got a team.
If you
list
win
for
by
this,
5
have we?
goals, you lose. Because it's 30.
What about
Okay.
a point?
Oh, you lose
You
by
didn't.
half
I
a
didn't
point.
tell any point.
Yeah,
I
well.
said 5 goals. I didn't say
Yeah,
5 goals,
and then
5.
the Giants.
We haven't got the teams out for this one.
Probably do.
Excuse me. Oh, sorry, I just burped straight in the mic then.
Yeah, don't do that.
Teams are. They shouldn't be out.
I'm clicking it now.
Teams are in. Let me just have a quick look to see if Geelong have rested anyone. No.
Their outs are Tommy Atkins and Jake
Injured.
unpronounceable surname.
The Russian.
Kolodashniak. He played for the Suns, I think, for a little bit.
Kolodjashnij.
Yeah, I do know it, but I can't.
Kolodjashnij,
Yeah, I think they really like. I was, if they rested players, I was going to go Geelong 1-39. It looks like they're not resting players, so take Geelong minus the line, which is 30.5.
Wow.
So okay.
Next up, we have. This isn't going to be a good game. Sorry.
There's a few of them going on.
West Coast versus Hawthorn.
Not going to be a good game.
Nah, I don't like this because Hawks are done, aren't they?
They came
They
out
a
and put
chance?
80 against Suns last week.
Yeah, but it's
It was
sorry,
the
but
Suns.
it's the Suns.
And they gave look
This is over West as well at Optus
at Optus.
Stadium.
Yeah,
Short price favourites, the Eagles as well.
guarantee if they win this, they guarantee themselves a finals double chance, and if certain other results go their way, a home final, an all-important home final. Hawth mathematically can make finals if Crows beat Bulldogs, which isn't going to happen, and are looking very, very dangerous. They did look good last week, I have to say. They weren't tested against the Suns, but they'll be thrown right in it this weekend. Their stats aren't good over in the West, and they haven't won there against the Eagles since 2015. They won't win there this weekend. I was just doing too short. West Coast, what are they?
Yeah, they're
$1.23.
Yeah, what I was looking at is Andrew Gaff. So Andrew Gaff, if you remember him last year, punched Brayshaw, missed out on finals and missed out on the premiership. So he is starting to ramp up. His last 3 games, his disposal count has been 28, 29, 29. Well, I reckon he's going to get 30 this week.
30. What's the line?
30 disposals.
No, it's just Gaff 30 plus disposals.
Oh.
$1.65.
$1.65. You want to get 30 disposals.
First goal scorer in this game. I'm going to have a bet on that as well. I like Jack Darling
Oh, yeah.
because he's a darling. And he's on fire at the moment. Kicked, I think, 2 or 3 goals last week. The week before, kicked 3 goals. He's home. He always plays well at home. They're paying $6.50. So he's quite a short first goal scorer. He might be the favourite. But, you could even multi that together. I'm not suggesting so, but maybe you should.
All right, Borgy, you skipped over a game here. You want to talk about this game?
No interest.
We don't have to spend too long on
That's
it
what you were
because
talking about was a bad game. GWS taking on the Suns up here at Metricon Stadium.
GWS $1.04.
Is it $1.04?
$1.04.
Wowzers.
So $1.05 in the rugby league, the team that's playing the Titans, and $1.04.
Our local heroes, Gold Coast Suns.
They do a lot of good stuff in the community. We will say that.
They are, and they're good people.
Yeah, nice.
My wife saw Jared Witts the other day.
We're hoping to get one of them on the podcast, actually.
I'm hoping that too.
There's a potential for that.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
Ooh.
Off air.
Don't give anything away, boys.
I hope we are still on air because I didn't clean up the beer very well. But Suns coming on off the back of a 17-game losing streak.
Jufa.
Oh, you calling upset?
Jufa.
No way.
Blake.
Move
All right,
on.
go.
What do you like?
that? No,
I'm going
See if I
Jufa.
have many.
okay. Blake's calling the upset. If you're going to have a bet, look, this could get very ugly. If you're going to have the bet, GWS cover the line.
Line's 46.5 I got, so...
Even better.
Let's move to Sunday.
This first game on Sunday is going to be a cracker.
You talking Western Bulldogs versus Adelaide?
Yeah.
Western Bulldogs $1.33.
The lock of the round for me. Western Bulldogs.
Lock.
Wow.
Bulldogs win this and they play finals. 2 weeks ago we were talking about the 3 or 4 teams that could make finals. I tipped Bulldogs to do it.
Doggies.
Yeah, I thought Port
They
Adelaide
came
might
into
do it.
form. They should have. And then they just... Bulldogs win this, they play finals. Crows literally need a miracle to make the finals, but honestly, the mentality down there at the Crows, I think they don't have what it takes to be competitive in this year's finals. I think it's going to be straight to Mad Monday for the boys. Look out Hindley Street. Borgy, you've caused a muck on Hindley Street down Adelaide.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Remember there was that mechanical bull?
I do recall
Bit
mechanical
of fun.
bull.
I like the Dogs minus 18.5. That's going to go into my multi as well. So that's $1.90 if you're doing the calculations at home. All right there.
Beautiful.
Um,
Next game, after that,
Richmond versus Brisbane.
So Richmond in 4th, playing top of the table.
Yep.
Brisbane in pretty good form. But you like Richmond.
I like Richmond.
So does the line. So does the market. They got Richmond at $1.43.
I used to live in
Firstly,
Richmond.
that's too short. I think this is going to be a lot closer than I think. I'm actually tipping Tigers 1-39 at $2.
$2.
This is going to be a beauty. Another big top 4 clash. Tigers lose this, they miss out on a double chance in finals. Brisbane win it and they lock in the minor premiership.
Brisbane lose it and they miss out on the premiership, you'd think, with
Yeah.
Geelong playing.
Yeah, they do.
lose
Yeah,
it
I said that.
because
Yeah,
they
absolutely. Yeah. Dusty and his Tigers are in cracking form. He was 35 disposals, 12 inside 50s, I think, last week against West Coast, and that's a good defence. So they take the Chockies here. MCG is the key that they're playing down there. If it's the Gabba, I'm looking the other way. But the Lions have been riding this big emotional wave. I think they will be looking forward to getting through this game, getting back up here to the heat, and then having that week off.
Beautiful. 1 game to go. The last game, Port Adelaide versus Fremantle. Port Adelaide $1.37.
This is a bit of a funny one. I don't like this at all. Port are mathematically, they can still play finals, but they really are relying on a decent amount of other results to come in. For them to make the 8, they need 2 losses and they need to have a massive win over Freo to boost their percentage and get those 4 points. But Fremantle sacked their coach and their CEO this week.
Yeah, last round. Interesting.
Like, walked him.
See you later.
So, yeah. So, there's always that bounce back effect with teams coming in to win. My suggestion here is actually don't bet on this game. But
You can't say that.
there,
It's a punting podcast.
Okay. Well, this write-up is on our website, thelegupaustralia.com.au. No .au. Sorry, thelegupaustralia.com. You'll see there that I have no bet. If I'm forced to have a bet, I just go Freo. Who cares?
Okay. All right.
Big round.
Give us your last
Multi.
game of the season multi. So where have we ended up? Are we, regardless, we're playing with free money last round?
No. See, we're even now.
Oh,
We need
I think
a
we're
win.
like, we might be $40 or something in the black now.
Are we
So
going
just-
short?
No.
all the games are short this week. Actually, there's
Yeah,
nothing
you've had
that's-
to find value, and that's what put me off about the Collingwood game. Collingwood minus 16.5 at $1.45 for Friday night's game.
Boom.
If it could have gone the win there, but what did you say the win was? Have you got it?
$1.24.
It's too short. Can if you want, but yeah,
What
I'm
was
going to
your
take
first leg
Collingwood minus 16.5. It's an alternative line or a pick your own line
At
at
$1.
$1.45.
Yep.
Then I like the first game on Saturday. The Swans minus 15.5. I don't know if the bookies haven't caught up with everything going on. The Swannies trample St Kilda. So the Swans minus 15.5 at $1.90. If you want to have another bet in that game, Buddy to kick 4+, which I haven't got the things on that now. But that price will be up now because the teams have been named.
Yeah.
So
Hashtag Buddy300.
hashtag Buddy300. And then third leg is Sunday's game, Bulldogs minus 18.5 at $1.90.
Boom. Sounds good. What do we got, Borgy?
$5.
Okay, so
23.
we're around the mid-level, but that will pave us through finals. That'll get us up about 400 or 500 for the home and away season. Looking fat heading into finals.
And if you want to juice that right up,
What do you got?
throwing Gold Coast head to head.
No,
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. What are they playing? head-to-head?
$10. That's 50 to 1.
Far out. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't.
I'm actually going to write that down in Blake's.
Yeah.
This is Blake's list.
Blake said.
Blake said. So, do you want to do the double?
Do the double.
So we said
It's
that's
$150
$18.
to 1. 180 to 1. Beautiful.
All right. Well, let's do the bit
That's
that
not
Blake.
180 to 1.
No. Let's
Yeah,
do the.
Oh, it is
18
two, you're
to
right, that's 10.
Yeah, you're at
Sorry.
50. So, the number,
So Blake just
100
said
to
Suns
1.
to win into Manly 13+. Garrick first try scorer.
No,
Anytime.
anytime try scorer.
All right,
Okay,
well,
the Suns
that's-
won't win.
That's what Blake said.
Yeah.
And now let's see what he's got to say about stuff that he has half an idea about.
Hold
He
on.
went all right last
What
week.
about that?
Sass.
The way he went
Oh,
into
yeah,
that.
that was good.
You know, usually you can't pick up when we're moving on to the next segment.
I was just like, do we talk about the new stuff now?
Yeah. Have we left Melbourne? That was good. What's the word?
Segue.
Nice
Good.
seg.
Segue.
Nice seggy.
All right.
Nice
Well,
segue.
now
Nice
we're
seggy,
really
bro.
ruining it. But
I thought they were those scooters.
tell
with
us
two
about the
wheels.
races. You've got
Do you know
a
they're
best
racing?
bets?
They're racing at the Gold Coast this weekend.
They race the Gold Coast every weekend, don't they?
Well, it's the main meeting in Queensland this weekend.
Boom.
No Doomben.
We've got good prize money up here,
Yeah, probably. I haven't had a look at them yet, but
so we're not going to talk about it.
we're not talking about
Okay.
them at
Okay,
this
just
stage. But
mentioned
we'll
it.
do a preview. We'll do a preview on the page.
Should the leg up buy a horse? Just
Yes, it
putting that
should.
out to
I'm
podcast
just saying
listeners
yes.
and YouTube video watchers and Facebook watchers. Should the leg up buy a horse, and where should it be located? Because I'd like it located here because none of my horses are up here. But should it be up here?
Your
here.
place. Let's put it at your place.
We'll give it to Hildo.
I can swim it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
We should buy a European stayer, so we got a chance in the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, okay.
And the race
That'd be nice, wouldn't
6 races a year, not even.
Yeah, but then we get down to Melbourne for the Melbourne Cup. How would you feel? I would feel excited.
Oh, yeah, same.
I would feel so
Oh, that'd be
excited.
boring. Like, of course you're going to be bloody excited.
Okay, Gold Coast.
We're not talking about
Okay,
Gold Coast.
sorry.
We're
Where are we going?
Or we'll go to Randwick.
Okay.
But the Valley's got good racing this weekend too. They got a couple of nice listed races.
We got the wing steak this week at Randwick, don't we?
Group 1, the first Group 1 of the season.
Yeah.
Is it a Group 1,
Can
the
I
wing
get a
steak?
hell yeah? 3-way high five.
This guy's an idiot.
Yeah, so Winx has won the Wing Stakes 3 years in a row, but
hence
she's
the name.
not there
Did she?
this year.
Hold on. Was it called the Wing Stakes and she
Yeah.
ran it?
No, it was called the Warwick Stakes.
that's
and then
right.
her last year when she won
Who's
it, it
Warwick?
was called the Wing Stakes.
Oh, so she did run in
Yeah,
her own race.
She ran and won her
That's
own
a bit
race.
much. She got a bit big-headed towards the end.
Bit
didn't she?
greedy, you reckon?
Okay.
She did get greedy.
Are we starting at the Wink Stakes or
let's
what
start-
race?
We'll start with my best bet.
What's your best bet?
Randwick, race 3, number 3, True Detective. I'm going to go as far as to say this thing is put in, take out. J-Mac in the saddle.
You know I'm a thrill seeker.
Put in, take
I'll put
out.
everything in on this. Is this true?
$2.50. He's $2.50. Last start, he was really good behind Misdeed. That was against the older horses. That race has produced 2 winners. Lifetime Quest won last week, and Miss Scorcher won at Canterbury on Wednesday. He missed the start by a couple of lengths. He got beat by 0.1 of a length. He had the third fastest final 600 metres of the day. I always said this horse was going to be a 1,400 metre horse. He's third up, out to 1,300 metres, back to a dry track. J-Mac will have him just behind the speed, and he will win.
Mate, I like it. He's produced the best overall race sectionals when Photo finished second at Randwick last start.
Yeah, that was when he missed the start.
Yeah, he just missed that start. Both runs this time in have been good on heavy tracks, and he's likely to be even better on a dry surface. He's right in the play here.
Beautiful.
Is this a real...
This is a good thing.
Right.
He'll win.
Might take the wife down to the pub on Saturday and we'll have a little bet.
That
Oh, yeah,
sounds
good on you.
Quite
I'll come with that.
Beautiful.
Have some
Keep you
lunch.
posted.
What we have for lunch?
Can't take...
A couple of snitties.
I love schnitzels.
Have to see what the menu's there. But
Parmigiana.
depends where we
I don't
go.
even want to talk about food at the moment.
Couple of
I'm pissed
snitties.
off.
We've got some bolognese coming up soon. The value bet.
Just very quickly, if anyone's wondering why I'm pissed off, is we usually get pizza or Mexican tonight, and these two dopes have been cooking food and
And I
bringing
cooked.
it in, and I hate it.
I'm a good cook too.
Yeah,
Just
well,
asking.
that's
Yeah, we'll find out.
Debatable.
We'll let you know in the podcast last week. The value bet comes up in the next
week.
race.
We'll let you know last week.
Next week. We'll let you know
Okay,
next
we'll
week.
know next week. Okay, what race are we going to now?
Race 4, number 8, Gayatri. Not sure which one.
Gayatri.
Gayatri.
Yeah. He's struggled in all 3 runs so far this campaign, and unsighted last start at Rose Hill. Won 2 of 5 as a favourite, but still prefer to watch go around. Well,
Okay.
they're not giving it much.
They're not-
Well, let's talk about this.
Okay.
Okay. Huey said
Let me just write it in my notes.
that she went
Stay
good at
away.
Randwick. Her final 200 was good second up, and then last start she had absolutely no luck. Went out to 1.25 miles. She got chopped out. She was going to run on. I think she would have been right in the finish. There was a few horses in that race that had no luck. Huey sticks on her. She's got 57 kilos on her back. 2,400 metres, 4th up, peaks. Last start, Ulasaba's come out of that race and won at Canterbury on Wednesday. So the form out of that race has been franked. I think she is going to be ready to win, and I think she is going to be well back. She'll start single-figure odds, and I reckon Chris Waller has Caulfield Cup in his sights with this mare.
Wow. There's a pretty strong favourite in there with our candidate.
Yeah.
Quentin Abdallah.
He was great last start, beating Ilwendo. Ilwendo's come out and won in Brisbane since. So he's going to be hard to beat. But I just think this mare is huge odds. I really think she was going to run on and nearly win that race last start, 2,400. I just reckon she's taken a while to come to hand, and I reckon $16, which was available earlier in the week, is very good value.
Still confident to leave Huey on, so that's
Huey, he's stuck with her.
yeah, good.
He likes this
Good
mare.
sign.
The 5th race, you're going to be interested in this mare.
I am.
Well, this
Already.
filly, sorry. Libertini runs second to Bivouac at her first race start, and he'd had a
Ooh.
few runs under his belt prior to that. And then she'd come out and won impressively twice. She won a maiden at Randwick, and then she went to Scone and won a really nice race as a heavily backed favourite. She has trialled as good as I've ever seen a horse trial. She's going to be super hard to beat. She's very short, $1.70. I just know that you like Bivouac. I'm not really... She'll win, but I'm not really tipping her. One for the multis.
What race is that one?
Race 5, number
Race
3.
5, number 3. All right,
Race
gotcha.
5, number 3. And
Where
then
are we heading next, mate?
we'll go to... we got to talk about the Chelmsford, the Wink Stakes, which is the feature of the day. I'm with Unforgotten here. Her trial behind Avilius was outstanding. They put the blinkers on her last run, preparation, and she got back in the Queen of the Turf and had some of the best sectionals of the day. She wore the blinkers in the trial. She was really good behind Avilius. I think the blinkers have switched her on. She is a good track mare. She's had 15 starts for 6 wins, 2 seconds and 3/3 on good tracks. Pen her wet track form. I just think she is in for a really good preparation. She ran about 5th in this race last year behind Winks, and she should have run 2nd. She had absolutely no luck, and she's about $12 about her. I just reckon the price compared to Avilius is a little bit of overs.
That's where my money's going to be.
Avilius.
Yeah.
He's won twice first up
Yeah.
in Australia, but over 1,600 metres. That doesn't scare you a little bit because this race is 1,400 metres.
Oh, I didn't do the form that
You're
much. I
taking
just really liked
$3.30.
it. Yeah, $3.50.
You like that?
Mate, where else can I go? Give someone $100, and within 3 minutes they give me $350 back. It's so
Blackjack
simple betting.
Betting is good. Isn't
Betting's so easy.
Yeah, well,
We're going to get pulled for that.
Makes people
We're
come
gonna get
unstuck a
pulled.
little bit too, yeah.
just back True Detective. He'll win.
I'm taking See, I'm a thrill seeker. I'll ride something home at $1.30 like
Well, he's not
my house is
$1.30.
on
He's
it.
$2.60.
$2.60.
$2.60.
It's $2.65. What? Yeah.
Well, you can double him up with
I am.
Libertini.
I'm gonna go True
Already
Detective
putting that in.
win. I'm gonna go Gayatri Place. Have
Yep.
you got a Gayatri Place price
No, I'm
there?
leaving that one alone.
She's
That
about.
one's very good.
She's
And
about
Libertini. No, I'm not going. Yeah, I'm going Libertini.
Libertini.
And I'm going
will win.
Avilius.
She'll win.
Yeah,
She'll win.
Mate,
Oh,
I'm on fire at the moment.
do you want
Whatever
one?
I bet on, it wins.
Okay, well, let's go
These
hardest
are all
to beat.
your tips. So
This is hardest to beat.
okay,
Uh,
not the favourite, not the
Race-
best bet, the hardest to beat.
This is the second best bet,
Okay,
basically.
if you're gonna have
Race
one.
8, number 4, Mizzy. This stable is on fire. Anthony Cummings, everything he touches just wins. Tommy Berry's in the saddle. We love Tommy Berry. She's drawn barrier 3. Absolutely perfect draw. Her trials have been outstanding. The first one was behind Alizé, and the second one was behind Sunlight. She looked like she was ready to explode
right with
in
them, wasn't
both
she?
of them.
Yeah.
And then she measured up to Group 1 mares class before they sent her for a spell. 1,100 metres is absolutely ideal first up, and I just reckon she maps perfectly, and Anthony is going to have her ready to win a stakes race first up.
Mizzy. Yeah, I like her.
I thought you were going to have a comment.
Nah, well, look, she's first up after 20 weeks, and she placed in both trials, as you said, behind Avilius and someone else, Sunlight. Is that what you said?
Sunlight, yeah.
Yep.
2 Group 1 mares.
2 Group 1 mares. Will come to hand quickly. I lost the page. Whatever best bet says.
well-
Whatever best bet says was what I was going to say. If you guys haven't picked up after 24 episodes, I read the best bets stuff and pretend it's my own
Yeah,
comments.
you just do it
So
in
you
that
steal
best
it.
bets.
It's good, isn't
voice.
it?
Plagiarise.
No, just regurgitate.
You read it.
If it was
Yeah.
uni, you'd be in trouble.
It's reading.
Well,
It was plagiarising.
it's a voice I
but
do
it's
it in.
reading.
Okay.
It's just reading.
Like when you
I just
read a
happen to have a
book.
microphone in front of me. You ever heard an audio book, Blake? Doy. Is that it for Sydney or what?
Oh, this is Best Bets written by Sam Wood.
No, it doesn't
No, I
say
didn't
that.
write.
That'd
You
be
can't
wrong.
say right.
Can't say
I
that.
wrote it. You can't say that.
Read by Sam Wood. No,
Read by-
do you guys like 50 to 1 winners?
Do I?
Well, we got
You just
one.
tipped us one.
No, I got one. This is 50 to 1.
Okay, I'm going to have a place bet on whatever this
It's
is.
50 to
I'm
1.
gonna have it now.
And it can win. Race 9.
Where are we?
All right,
50 to 1's us
we
ever
on
finishing
Saturday?
a podcast in under an hour.
Well,
100 to
race
1.
9, last race.
That flew by.
I've actually been pretty fast.
I know
reckon. I've
that
been
bloody NRL, whoever did that.
NRL and AFL, too long.
Well, it was
Racing,
fine. The Collingwood thing threw us with the wrong lines and all that. But that's the market. That's what happens when you're a
tell you
live
what,
action
Let's
show.
tell us about this 50 to 1 thing.
racing's been short and sharp.
You shouldn't have said anything about the hour because then
50 to 1, the last
Who do you
horse.
like? Who is
Okay,
it? Who
so
could it
I'm
be?
having 2 bets in this race.
where are we?
I took
Saturday?
20 to 1 deal maker. He's
Mm-hmm.
into $12. So missed the price there. So I'm not going to go on too much about him. The last race, the Get Out Stakes.
I wasn't listening.
Make sure you have some money left. Dealmaker should have won first up last preparation, but I'm not going to talk about him because we have a 50 to 1 winner, I reckon. I reckon Dissolute, number 9,
Ooh.
Dissolute from the Grant Allard stable. Sam
Samantha
Clinton
Clinton's
is
on
in
it.
the saddle. He's drawn barrier 10. Just go back and have a look. Roheron is... What price is Roheron? Is he $2.10 or something like that?
Rodrigo?
No, Roheron. He's down the bottom.
Oh, $2.20.
$2.20. Okay, so he's $2.20. First up, He beat Dissolute. Dissolute was beaten 2.6 lengths. He had absolutely no luck. He wouldn't have beat Roheron, but that is fine. He gets a 6 kilo weight swing on him for that effort. So that is 4 lengths. He was beaten 2.6 lengths, and that margin was unfair. So he probably should have got beaten 1.5 lengths that day. So he gets a 6 kilo weight swing on him, which is 4 lengths. So hopefully he can beat him by a couple of lengths. But then they run him in the Group 2 Missile Stakes, and he finished alongside a horse called Le Romain. Do you know that horse?
Do know that horse.
That's Group 1 form.
Yeah.
And then he comes back to a benchmark 88, and we're put up 50-1.
Has the betting agencies missed this?
They missed it.
Get on quick.
We got another one.
Get
They
on
missed
quick.
it.
This and the Swans line, they've missed it.
This horse is flying. It was the best last you've ever seen first up. He just did not get a crack at them. And then second up, he didn't get a crack at Roheron. He gets a 6 kilo weight swing on Roheron. And then they run him in a Group 2 at Weight for Age, and he finished alongside Le Romain.
Surely this is going to be a
That's
good
Winks
best bets if I
form
can
in a
find it.
benchmark 88.
It's fell back to finish fourth, beaten by 4.9 lengths last time at Rose Hill, but dropping in class. Suited by the weight drop, hard to entertain. It opened at $26 and it's blown out.
Yeah.
41s and $10 a place at the minute.
41.
Take the place.
Oh, $10 a place.
That's too good to give up. If Blake's got his eye on it, $10 a place.
I'm keen.
Okay.
Like it's not very often you see that.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll have a bet.
Third run in as
That-
many weeks. All right.
We
That's
need
me. No,
clam bet,
clam bet.
Bankroller. You got your Bankroller bet?
Bankroller's
We
ready to
have
rock and roll.
$281 going into what are we looking at? Where are we? Set
Rugby
the
league.
scene. Sydney. So that's where
Should
rugby
I go
league is.
EPL?
Do it, you stinker.
Do whatever you want.
Okay.
What?
No, I reckon you should take the $1.05 in the
Roosters,
league.
$1.18.
$1.20 was our baseline. I'm sure we said this every
$1.18
week.
is okay as long as it wins.
Boost it. Take the $1.18, boost it over $1.20, put your $281.
Give him 2.5 start and give us $1.25.
So $281. And you're taking Roosters?
Roosters, if I can find an alternative line, I'll get it to $1.20. But now I'm on another betting agency's website who I don't use. Oh, there we go. Handicap Markets. Pick your own
And he's
line.
worried that this podcast goes too long. Look at this.
Oh, this is actually quite handy. All right. Take half a point off the Roosters, $1.22. Roosters minus half point.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
What did you just
good.
say? $1.22.
$1.22.
And how much we got in the Bankroller kitty?
$281 going on to $1.22.
So
That's
times
nice.
it by 1 1/5. So that's over $50. It's like 56. We're going to be around
We'll
the
be over $300.
$40 mark.
Maybe we can afford to buy
340
dinner
mark.
instead of cooking it and bringing it in.
No,
Maybe.
we can't afford that.
Maybe yes, maybe no.
Clam bet, boys.
All right, clam bet. I'll take Libertini.
At
Randwick race.
$1.85. Can you put this in the
All right.
no,
Randwick race 5, number 3,
I've got the
Libertini.
calculator.
$1.85.
Price, $1.85. Woodhead, what do you like?
I'm just going to go for it. I really think my lock, I've got to go my lock. Western Bulldogs minus 18.5, $1.90.
And I'm going to take Sharks minus 4.5, $1.75.
That's a good bet.
Thank you.
I really like that.
What price we got?
Sharks.
We are at $6.15.
Oh, that'll do. That's good. Our
Six.
clam bets have been going all right.
Clam Betsy on. I let us down last week. I apologize.
Yeah, and the week before.
I don't know about that.
Yep.
You're just
Mine
grasping at
have been
straws.
getting up the last few weeks.
Yeah, we still got our Friday fill up. We'll do that as a separate video.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So watch out for that.
All right, we might
punters.
run a wrap it up.
And we'll wrap it up. But before we do, we have the NFL's nearly kicking off. But of course,
NFL's
college
next
ball starts beforehand.
This weekend. College
This weekend.
football is back. Not sure if we have many punters that enjoy it. It's not.
It's huge. We
It's
love it.
huge. We love it, but it's not. It's hard to punt on because it's such short price, and it's hard to do form on two teams that haven't played each other for 90 years.
Yeah, what do you like, though? Are you going to pick us a winner for college ball?
Yeah, look, I can go through all the conferences, and if anyone's really interested, just shoot us a message, and I can do that.
One winner.
I know we don't have time.
First touchdowner in the whole season. No, just give us a winner.
I think it's hard to move away from Alabama, but
Wrong.
The
Rainbow
Slammers.
Warriors.
Rainbow Warriors.
Rainbow
Who
Warriors.
you like?
Alabama Slammer.
No, Alabama Roll Tide.
Ooh.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, I don't. It's an elephant and they're red, but I know they're the Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide.
Crimson
Yeah,
Tide, and they say Roll Tide. I got no idea what any of that means.
There was a movie
And I
called
love
Crimson Tide.
they've held on to a lot of their offensive line. They've held on to a lot of their defensive line. Their quarterback's probably going to win the Heisman, but I will give you this hot shit tip for free. Georgia will win their conference. Jake Fromm is their quarterback. I think in the first or second podcast we were talking about TV shows, and I spoke about a TV
Last
show
Chance
called
U.
QB1.
In QB1.
The other one. So close every
And
time.
Survivor. He's not from Survivor?
No,
Okay.
or
Maths.
Sans Stew. It's QB1. He's a really good kid, Georgia boy, gone into straight out of the high school system into college, really highly touted. I'm going to have a bet on him for Heisman as well. He's got full control of this offensive line. He had to share it with his backup last year. They're paying $9 to, I think they're paying, I might still have it, but I think they're paying about $3.60 or $4 to win their conference, which you take that now. And I'm just going to put a bet on them because that way there's something else to chase other than Alabama and Clemson, which is probably going to be the championship game. But bet on Georgia to make the championship game, which you should get about $5 and $9 for them to win it. So
Beautiful. Thanks,
Alabama, Georgia, get
mate.
around
Something
them.
to watch. College
Get around
ball.
them.
Let's wrap it up.
You've bet True Detective. You've tipped us True Detective before. You know that.
Have
Yeah.
I?
Yeah,
It's in the book.
Oh, he didn't win. He probably didn't win.
All right.
I did.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Wrap it up. Later, homies.
Well done. Thank you guys so much. Next week we'll be discussing 1 year of the
Our
leg up.
birthday.
1 year of the leg up. So thank you everyone for all the support over the last.
If you're
12
making
months.
a cake, don't put it in the mail. We'll give you the address. Drop it by.
Put it in the mail. It'll be funny. Bye.
Bye.
See you, everyone.